And we actually have Julie Bursick. She is live from Girard, and she is right near the epicenter of some of the storm damage on Park and Lincoln Avenues. Julie?
Well, Damon, good evening to you. I'm live here in Park and Lincoln. This is one of the hardest hit areas from this afternoon storm. Now, the roads just opening back up to traffic about a half hour ago. They were closed for most of this afternoon. Take a look. I'm actually standing in some of the debris. You can see here all these tree branches. Sites like this you'll find all along the neighborhood. Now, another thing I want to show you is this utility pole. You can see it's almost snapped in half. It's leaning up against the wires. Good news is people tell me they haven't lost power and all this. And, you know, right now, Damon, I could tell you people are out here kind of cleaning up all the debris. Some siding has flown across from one side of the street to another. Those neighbors are out there cleaning it up right now. But in the grand scheme of things, neighbors tell me this all could have been a lot worse. Most of them weren't home, and then the ones that were home during all this say they didn't really hear or see much. They just came out to find all the aftermath. But like we said, in the grand scheme of things, could have been a lot worse. There are no reports of injuries. Definitely a good thing with all this, but lots of debris to clean up for right now. Damon, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Right, Julie Bursick reporting live for us. Thank you, Julie. Let's get back over to Kirsty in the Weather Center.
Thank you, Damon. We put together a timeline of what actually occurred this afternoon at about 2:34. That was when we got the first report of someone that did spot a funnel cloud. As we did get later on, about 2 minutes later, we started hearing some of the scanner traffic from emergency personnel. And then that tornado warning was issued by the National Weather Service at 2:42. Ryan Halicki and myself then did go on air. We had Paul Wetzel that also joined us. He went and right into the heart of Hubbard, right underneath the storm, was able to look. One thing that he did notice that we could not see on the radar was some of the low cloud bases. So obviously a lot of people can see scud, and we did have video of what could be some funnel clouds and obviously a possible tornado touchdown. Some of the main damage, if we do take a look at our map, the local damage where that arrow is pointing right along Park Avenue and Shannon Road. You can see it's to the west of Ohio 11, and that's where we saw a lot of wires down. Julie Bursick showed some of the trees down as well. So no confirmation yet on whether or not the two possible funnel clouds did touch down. Also, it could have been a downburst from the funnel cloud that did cause some of those trees, some of the limbs to come off the trees, and some of the siding to come off of the houses. Here's a live look, though, at our Doppler radar right now. A lot of that activity has died down quite a bit, but we are still waiting for the front to actually clear the state. It is right to the west of us right now. We still have some scattered showers and storms going on in Pittsburgh area, so we do want everyone to stay weather alert tonight. Until that cold front clears, we really still could see some showers and storms fire off again, and I'll have a little bit more detail coming up. Now, a lot of people wondered, you know, why the tornado warning wasn't issued sooner for the Girard area in Trumbull County, and this storm cell really did not look impressive on radar. That's what we're looking at here at the Weather Center. So spotters are very important. We actually spoke with the National Weather Service, a meteorologist who was on duty who issued that warning for us. He has a little bit more information.
We did not meet that criteria, what we typically look for on our radar. And that's why the public reports and the reports from the media and the law enforcement are so vital. It's because those reports filled in the blanks. It's like, well, something was definitely going on.
And that was another quick look at that possible funnel cloud. So a lot of people staying weather alert. We were here in the Weather Center, and we'll be here throughout the night waiting for that cold front to pass, Damon. And I do have some good news as we get into the work week. Our story will change very quickly, so I'll have more details coming up for you.
Well, Dan, we want to begin tonight with this video that was sent to us by Chris Marshall in Girard from the Family Dollar parking lot. Notice the rotation you're seeing within this. It's counterclockwise rotation. This is a possible tornado on the ground. We cannot confirm that it has touched down, as that has to come from the Weather Service. This video taken roughly around 2:35 this afternoon in that time frame. Now, I want to go over with you the time frame of what took place this afternoon. First report coming in about 2:34 of a possible tornado on the ground within the Girard area. After that, we had reports over scanner traffic at about 2:36 as we began to go on the air, and at 2:42, that is when tornado warning issued until 3 p.m. Now, Most of the damage that we are seeing located within the Girard area in between about Park Avenue and Shannon Road. To get your bearing straight, what you're looking at, this is North State Street here, Churchill Road or Route 304, Ohio 11 to the east there. This location seems to be the ground zero of a possible tornado touchdown. The Weather Service has not yet confirmed that. They will be examining pictures, video images, possibly coming out to do a survey, but that is the location. Now, at this point, we appear to be in the clear. Nothing on radar. We can't rule out a few isolated showers, such as this one in central Mercer County, but cold front sliding through the area. We're going to quiet down. We're going to have much more, though, on this possible tornado touchdown. We're going to send it back into the studio with Dan Martin to continue our team coverage. Dan?
The tornado warning is for Mahoning County, and let's go ahead. Now that we have a newer radar update here, I want to point out some of the areas that I'm really concerned about. Out ahead of the storm, there will be bowing winds and straight line winds in the Salem area, so it's probably very gusty in Salem right now. Out to the west, see this little ball around the Sebring area? This is where I'm concerned about right now. If you live in Sebring, over toward Beloit, southward toward Damascus, this would be the area that the tornado would be located in. Again, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, and this is the area we're talking about. If you live in extreme westward, I mean west of Sebring, toward the Alliance area, this storm is now past you, although if you live around Sebring eastward, north of Salem, you need to be in the basement or in the lowest floor of your home. This is what I'm talking about here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our radar to show you exactly a zoomed in view of what we're talking about this evening. And again, I'll go ahead and turn radar off to show you the area outlined in red. That's the tornado warning. Salem is just off to the southeast of this watch box here, although that's in Columbiana County and still not under the severe, it's under a severe thunderstorm warning, but not a specific tornado warning. So let's go ahead and go back to a Doppler radar here, and again, taking a look at this specific storm, and we're going to zoom out slightly just to get a better definition of what we're looking at. Don?
All right, let's put this thing into motion just a little bit, show you this loop that has the storms coming in from Lake Erie here over about the last couple of hours or so. I think things finally started to go a little bit haywire right around 9 o'clock or so. And as a result, things have gotten a little bit more serious, and now the whole thing just kind of ends up with this tornado warning. Now, part of that's already been canceled, as Paul alluded to, and that's the part of the tornado warning that was in effect for northeastern parts of Stark County. So if you live over there, you're pretty much in the clear, but there's still some pretty strong thunderstorms roaming around, not necessarily in Stark County, but for the most part, looks like Stark County could be kind of drying out just a little bit. Still, the tornado warning in effect until 11:45. And Paul is calling up some fresh information here on a brand new map. You get out there and explain it to you shortly. And still a tornado, I should say a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Columbiana County, other parts of Columbiana County, and over into Lawrence County and Mercer County as well.
Okay, Don, what I'm doing is I'm throwing on what's called velocity data on here, and specifically what we're looking for is some rotation in the atmosphere. And what we're seeing here is the couplets on this storm, and that's the area of rotation that we would be most concerned about, still located out around that Beloit region. Right now, Beloit, Sebring, Damascus area. If you're in this area, you should have already taken cover, and this specific storm, a dangerous storm, what is known as a Doppler radar indicated tornado. We're switching different radar images here to get an idea. But again, all indications pointing to this little area, anywhere from Sebring to North Benton to Bunker Hill to the northwest side of Salem. That is the area of concern. And let's go ahead and zoom into some of these streets. Again, this is Sebring, and this specific storm right over top of you now, and the western flank of the storm is becoming and has been probably the most dangerous portion of this storm. If there were a tornado under this storm, again, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, but if there were a tornado, it would more than likely be somewhere between the Sebring area and Damascus area, somewhere in this range, right in through here. This would be the area of most concern. So from Route 14 down to 62, running east and west around Damascus, Sebring, northwest of Salem. Here we go, a radar update. Now we're going to move that little general area off to the east. We have not officially had a new tornado warning issued for Columbiana County. And let me emphasize, this storm is starting to move across the border from Damascus over into the Salem area along Route 62. That would be the most dangerous portion of this specific storm right now that's moving into portions of northern Columbiana County, especially around the Salem area. I'll go ahead and flip radar back off just real quick to show you the area in red. That is the official tornado warning that's in place for us right now. But here, as we take a look at Doppler radar, you can see the storm has moved down into Columbiana County, and officially that tornado warning in effect until 11:45 dawn, but I have yet to see a new tornado warning issued for Columbiana County. That's always good news. However, if you live around the Salem area, around the Damascus area, even south of Route 62, let's say another 3 or 4 miles south of Salem, you may want to take cover in your basement. This is a Doppler radar indicated storm, not an official tornado warning in this area. And we'll go ahead and zoom on in to catch some of these other roads that I'm talking about that would be in the most danger of this specific storm as it drops southward. And again, that's what we would worry about as it makes its way on through. And that would include the 62 bypass around Salem, of course, Damascus itself, and as we await a new radar update, as new radar data and information coming in here.